some of life's greatest questions. What's the connection between Rack's roast beef and Native American culture? How far would you travel for the taste of nostalgia? Have we discovered country music's next big star? Does the wood at a bowling alley or skating rink change the smell of their pizza? If you want to hear the answers to all this and more, then let's jump on into the landfill and find out. I'm Scott.
And I'm AlannaB.
And this
is the inaugural episode of the Gilded Trash podcast. What are we going to talk about first, babe?
Underground Railroad running through Ohio. I was way off on this one. I made it sound like Ohio was the keystone to the whole Underground Railroad. And it wasn't. It was. It was important.
It was significant.
I'm not saying it wasn't. It was definitely important, but it wasn't the linchpin that I thought it was. That's a really weird word to use about the Underground Railroad. But
that's not what he meant, guys.
That's hilarious. Please let that get in there. Just know if you hear that, I want an argument. The meaning of Miami, because we were in the Miami Valley of Ohio, the Miami River Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were spot on with that one. I did do a little bit of research myself on that one, and you were right. Miami is originated from the Native American people. So different tribe from the Miami tribe in Florida.
Well, here's a little fun fact about that. The Miami and it's two different words too, that they got the word Miami from. So one, it was like, I'm not going to sit here. I don't remember how it was spelled, but I'm just going to say it was like a 12-letter word that they condensed down into Miami eventually. So there was no Miami was like a division of the Algonquian thing. Algonquin. And
trying to emulate Nate here.
No, but so there was a bunch of different ones that composed up that other group of
right. There was a bunch of them.
But the ones in Florida, that was Lake Okeechobee. Mm-hmm. They were around there.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, it had something to do with I don't know, but whatever. That word was much shorter that the people of America eventually condensed down into Miami for that.
Yeah,
and that was named for those people, but they had nothing to do with each other. Didn't share anything in common, other than that they were both present during the Mississippian period of Native Americans you know what I mean? There's different ages, and the Mississippi era.
Oh, I knew there were different.
The Mississippians were mound builders, chiefdoms.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what you're thinking, the Algonquins, the Algonquins, the Iroquois. You know, it was all over the place, but really fascinating stuff, and that's where I'm no expert, but I would like to be, because actually some of the oldest, there's pyramids in America that were built before the pyramids in Egypt by the
So this
Native
is interesting.
Americans.
I'd like to go see them.
Yeah, they're, I forget where
they're at it.
I want to say Louisiana.
Or any of them, where you can go visit them?
Well, Moundsville in Ohio or something. There's mounds there. That's why there's a rich Native American history.
So there was some words out there when I was reading the research for Miami, and some of the words were similar, but I've tried to do the research on this. My uncle, rest in peace, his nickname given to him by his grandmother, which would have been my great-grandmother, was Akazanich.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Miami Mike.
No, I did have an Uncle Mike, also, rest in peace. But no, no.
I thought maybe he sold a bunch of coke. That's Miami.
He wasn't Miami. Although he might have sold coke. That's. So we'll talk about that wild story someday. I'll read the article. The Streets of Wimber. Remember that?
The wild and the wild and wonderful streets.
Yeah.
Of Wimber.
But no, my Uncle Al, who did live in Wimber as well, his nickname was Akazanich. And I thought that came from something Native American, but I can't find anything. I've tried different variations of the spelling. I've seen it. So when I just Googled that word, there was like 4 people that had that as email addresses. So I was kind of thinking about maybe emailing one of them and just asking like, hey, what's that word mean?
Where'd your last name come from?
Meanwhile, like the word, it doesn't, like I've tried looking up like the Hebrew, maybe thinking that they were, or the Jewish word. I thought maybe it was Yiddish at some point. I thought that, but it sounds very Native American and I don't know where it derives from. And my luck, it's some like really derogatory bad word, but we'll find out.
Speaking of small towns in Ohio and non-Indian last names, Pettits.
P-E-T-T-I.
Yeah, I feel like that was a real treasure. That was a real piece of Gilded Trash that we discovered.
Oh, Pettits.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So first off, I found out they have 2 stores.
Oh, okay.
And dude.
Dang, you really did your research.
They both look good. First off, you ought to see their menu, is all I'm saying. We didn't know. You didn't peep it, but you can get like buckets of wings. I don't know if they're breaded or not.
Oh, Lord.
But I'm just saying. And they had like...
they reminded me of the South, so I would have to say that they're breaded.
Yeah, but the store was so clean.
If you've ever been to a gas/convenience store in inland South Carolina, it's kind of a little bit of everything, right? You walk in.
Well, yeah, anywhere all over the South. It's just like a little, you know what I mean. When in areas where it's mostly rural, there's a type of store that is gas station / food spot / grocery store / general store
/ meet up for coffee in the morning.
Yeah,
/ chain smoke cigarettes still inside the building.
That in South Carolina, that's
I love it though. I love it. No, it's fantastic.
Places you could do that.
No, this store was so cute, and as usual, we found snacks that didn't come from Pennsylvania.
I love finding new snacks, and that's what I want to know when I travel: is what's your chips?
Right.
Like what's your regional chip?
I want to know what your regional pretzel is.
And I feel like that is based in being from Pennsylvania because we're one of of course, Pennsylvania, snack capital of the United States. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Is it?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't throwing out some
it's got
crazy
false
claim.
Utz and Snyder's of Hanover alone are 2 of the biggest 5 snack companies in the United States.
Oh, okay.
So right there you have, and Utz is like, only Frito-Lay is big.
If you watch the Foods That Build America.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
Snacks in America, it's Frito-Lay and then the Pennsylvania stuff. Utz, Snyder's, all that.
And then when you throw in candy, it's like...
And then there's other ones that I'm not even mentioning in terms of, like, there's a ton of local... And that's what I was where I was going with that, is that, like, throughout the country... I mean, like I said, Pennsylvania is the snack capital of the world. Well, because potato chips were invented here, pretzels, you know what I mean? Not invented, but they became popular here.
Right.
They became popular here, and that's what, like, blew up. So Pennsylvania, by region, has lots of regional chips just in Pennsylvania, whereas most parts of the country, I mean, this is, when the snack food industry was developing, most maybe had, like, 1 or 2 in that area, but like Pennsylvania, I mean, there's a bazillion. So it's like, we're really spoiled, but I like to check out the snacks, and I like when you go to the South, there's like different ones. When you go to the Midwest, there's different ones. When you go to Texas.
The name that I noticed there was what? Cons? C-O-N-N.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
it
was C-O-N. It was Cons or something like that. Seemed to be their regional snack.
Cooters.
No, it wasn't Cooters. However, we discovered a wider regional snack, which was the Big Daddy. Was it Big Daddy?
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere. They're nationwide.
Right, but they're based out of Michigan.
Yeah, they are based out of Michigan, but they have, like, I looked and said they're in, like, 5,000 different grocery stores or something like that. Or
Never heard of them before, but
what was it called?
Big Daddy's.
Pop-Up.
What
was it?
I don't know.
Pop Daddy.
Pop Daddy.
Pop Daddy. Well, it actually started as a popcorn thing.
Oh,
so they have all those
because I wanted to call them
all the different flavors of pretzels that they have. Pimp Daddy pretzels, like wrap snacks, but better. They actually should have did that. Pimp Daddy pretzels, and they'd have different.
You heard it here.
They'd have different famous pimps on the front.
Yeah.
It'd be like, what's that famous one? Bishop Don Magic Wand.
I don't know. Big Bunny.
He's the one that's in Religious. He's like, I was told by the greatest pimp who ever lived, who's called God, that if you know what you got, then you ain't got much.
I thought the biggest pimp of all of time was Big Bunny Claiborne.
Well, Leon Big Bunny Claiborne's a mythical character.
I didn't know.
He's a mythical figure on the streets of Philadelphia.
And those other ones aren't.
No, but where were we at before that? Before Pimp Daddy Pretzels. Pop Daddy.
Pop Daddy.
Yeah, so what I was starting to say was, so all the different flavors of pretzels that they have that in popcorn and also kettle chips.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's and you can order.
Because I'm a little sad that I didn't get the Mexican street corn one while I was there. Like, dill is my go-to, right?
Well, I've seen a lot of reviews on the Mexican street corn ones. Because they also have popcorn, obviously.
And it was good or not good?
I mean, I've different ones. Some people liked it, some people didn't.
Oh.
You know how things go.
I do. People have opinions. All right. So, snack foods. But yeah, Pettit's, I mean, another shout out to them because they were... I just loved it, and they're so cute.
Great vibe. So if you're ever in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and you run across one of their 2 locations.
Yeah, I don't even know where the hell we were.
Nobody's going to know these places, guys. It was little teeny tiny.
Oh, right. It wasn't
but they're great, so.
But talking about teeny
It's
tiny.
on 22, though.
Right.
If you're on U.S. Route 22, which is a fabulous drive, it's kind of like 30.
That's what I'm saying. We need to make 22.
In Pennsylvania, it's a pain in the ass because it switches a lot to different roads.
Right.
You know how.
Right.
But through Ohio, it's just like one straight, long, beautiful road.
Through
cornfields, yeah.
couple soybean fields. Yeah. But no, there was a lot of really, really, really nice, quaint little small towns.
The towns were beautiful.
Yeah.
They were beautiful.
Very clean.
They were beautiful. It didn't, you hear a lot about Ohio being a drugged out wasteland.
Yeah. I mean, in the cities, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure in the cities. But tell me a city that's not. Anywhere. Name the great city that everybody is
clean and sober.
Like they're talking about it. Like every city, that's... Like, people are always like, it's bad in the city. Yeah, of course it is. It's bad in the city. That's fucking life.
Because the drugs are where the populations are.
Right, of course. The more people, the more drugs.
Right.
There's drugs in the country, but it's proportionate. There's just less people.
Speaking of drugs, got my trusty little O-pen here.
Well.
So, yeah, I loved driving through Ohio. I thought I was going to hate it. Absolutely loved it. What I really loved
was JD Legends.
JD Legends. How have I never fucking heard of this place?
Well, because it's 5 hours away. That's why.
I know, but
if you lived within an hour of there, you would know it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is to it. There's no reason to travel unless you're crazy like us.
Right.
To travel much farther than that. They're not booking acts that you would usually travel that far to see.
Right.
But if it's somebody that's up and coming, that you don't really have another venue to go see them, I mean, from that far away.
Right.
And I told you I read things where people were coming in from, driving 4 hours to see particular shows, like the one we went to see, which was, of course, David Morris.
David Morris.
Who, I mean... It was a fantastic show.
I loved seeing his interaction with the crowd. Like, I mean, he has some real deal fans, and I love it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
obviously, I haven't been, I mean, our friends will get to know this about me. I'm not a crowd person, so I haven't been to a lot of big shows by choice because I don't like to be surrounded by a lot of people. So I think smaller venues might be my wave of the future of seeing artists, because it was just so intimate and so like you felt like you were a part of the family.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty, but the problem is once artists are at a certain point, they stop playing venues like that.
Right.
So it's like it's harder to see. You almost got to be.
You got to get in when the getting's good.
Yeah, but also too, those like I mean, there is opportunities to see people like that, but usually it's super expensive and it's only one time. Like they might do one show like that throughout the entire year, where they're doing it in their hometown, You know what I mean? Like they'll do it.
Right.
Stuff like that, or unannounced.
Right.
That's the other way they'll do it sometimes. But like,
because even the Hard Rock is a little hard to see. All the Hard Rocks that I've ever visited, it seems like I would once it filled up, I would not want to see an artist there. Like I don't know what it is about this place. It was the way it was laid out. It was just kind of everything about it. And I'll tell you, and second time I brought up the South, but it really put me in the mind of the Boathouse, which is a great venue in Myrtle Beach to see bands, inside and outside, right? So it's the same.
Yeah, as far as a music venue, yeah, for sure. But what makes this place special is it's not just a music venue, inside and outside. It's a bowling alley. It's got a game room with like arcade games, pool tables.
It's got skee ball.
It's got a sports bar inside. It's got. It's separate from the thing. Yeah. It's like, it reminded me of Comedy Zone up in Harrisburg, where they got a bar, a game room, and a comedy club.
Right.
Whereas here, that's music, but still. But yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
a great bowling alley pizza.
I still have the scar to prove it.
I can smell the bowling alley of the 1980s. There.
As soon as we walked in.
It knows, like, and there's something about a bowling alley pizza smell that's different than other smells. Pizza smelling coming from a pizza shop smells like pizza.
Right.
But pizza coming from a bowling alley smells like pizza. And it's like, I don't know if it's the shoes or the wood floors.
There's a sourness.
But there's like a scent to it that's like, it's not necessarily good or bad. It also smells like skating rink.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Oh my God.
So it's the same smell. So I think it might be the wood floors.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like something about that much wood and pizza cooking.
Yeah.
And it like instantly hits a memory button in your brain to take you to the 1980s.
It's a core
and you're like, boom, you're like there because it's like arcade game. It like hits, it's like, it takes you to a place.
I love the 80s. And that was kind of, so if you're planning a trip and you want to like venture backwards in time, backwards in the 80s, you could literally go figure out who you want to see at JD Legends. And while you're out that way, you can also go to a drive-in movie theater.
You could. We did see one.
And we also saw a skating rink, a roller skating rink.
I believe you.
And we also saw one, maybe not two, maybe two, Rack's roast beef.
Oh yeah, Rack's roast beef. Let's get to that. Because, so first off, let me preface this by saying, like, I mean, I love Arby's. And that's all I ever knew of, like, a roast beef place. I mean, Hardee's had roast beef. But I mean, that was
but when you think of Hardee's, that's not what
jumps. Yeah, I'm not thinking like Hardee's is a roast beef place. Roy Rogers, back in the day, I would look at it as roast beef and fried chicken. That's what they did.
Exactly.
So it's like Arby's roast beef, Roy Rogers roast beef.
Right.
You could get one at Hardee's, but I never heard of this Rack's.
I can't believe it. It's like a golden goose for me because I've never known about something that Scott Reed has not known about. I've never,
Food-wise.
yeah, like especially food wise. But some music, maybe 1 or 2 movies here and there.
Yeah.
We used to be hothead trivia competitors in our early days trying to figure that shit out. But Rax, I can't believe you.
But
yeah, but they were probably all gone from that region.
Well, I don't know that they ever made it that far east. I think the cutoff was probably these mountains over here, because I never even heard of one or seen one or heard anybody talk about one. You know what I mean? Like, I never mentioned
right
Rax roast beef. And so at one point, though, they were giant. Just to give you a little bit of background here, they were giant. We heard that. They started off about the same time as Arby's. Arby's was also based in the middle of Ohio. Same with Rax.
Right.
And
the founder of Rax was from Lancaster, Ohio.
Yeah, they were like competitors or whatever. I think it was Springfield, but
yeah.
Regardless, they were competitors for a while. They tried, but then they got really weird, and they changed. Well, so it was originally called Jack's roast beef.
Yeah.
Then they changed it to Rick's. Then it was Rat. Then it was something else. Then it was Rat. I mean, these people change names. Like,
we've known business owners like this, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's
so, like, just stick to the basics. Don't try to do anything crazy.
Yeah, they tried to change the menu. They tried to. They
tried to bring in Asian food in the 80s, which is not like really.
They tried a salad bar, an endless salad bar.
Right, like an endless salad bar at a fast food joint.
Like, I'm all for salad bars. You know me, I love a good salad bar. Ruby Tuesday.
Right.
Come houses. Houses.
Oh, baby, I can't wait until we're going to Haas's early bird special nights for date night. It's going to be so fun.
No, I do love a good salad bar. But not at Rax.
Right. Like, do you want to go, do you want to eat a salad bar at McDonald's? No.
Right, no.
No.
At best, Eaton Park. That's the minimum kind of restaurant for a salad bar. Denny's could add one, but for those people that don't know what Eaton Park is like a Denny's.
Yeah, it's like a Denny's, only better. They got the smelly.
Well, yeah, they have a salad bar. And it's Denny's with a salad bar.
But back in the day, so like back whenever I would have been 21, I don't even know how long ago that was anymore. When you got out of the bar, you could go to Eaton Park for late night breakfast buffet. Oh, that was... I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. They had to lose money on that because the drunks were there with quarters on the table.
Right. Well, I don't know though. Country Pride don't lose no money on theirs.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But they're a truck stop, so they also get like...
Right. It's not just drunks.
Right.
It's drug addicts. Everything else.
Lot lizards, all of the above. No, so...
Fuckers.
But... The old chuckle fucker. So no, with Rax though, it just kept getting more bizarre and more bizarre.
Right, stick to what you do.
So
I think that's the lesson that McDonald's has learned over all the years. Just fucking make some McDoubles and McChickens and Big Macs and be on your fucking way, quarter pounders. Like, you don't need to try to get healthy. You don't need McSalads.
Right.
Nobody in their right mind is ever going to McDonald's for a salad. It's just...
Oh, you're going to have people after you for that.
I get that, but I'm saying there's other people. Go to Wendy's.
Right.
A Wendy's salad is perfectly acceptable. They're not the trash at McDonald's.
So we'll go down food rabbit holes lots, and you'll have lots to say about that. But I just, like, for Rax, though, I want to talk about, like, the weirdness. So one of the weird things to me that I was reading up on, and I saw some really funny videos on, was their creepy older gentleman, Uncle D.
Mr. D.
Mr.
Delicious.
Oh, my God.
Mr. D.
The feminist.
They call me Mr. D.
Listen, the feminist skin is literally crawling right now. I couldn't even look at the dude.
It said that he would give you his unique perspective on life and his love for Rax restaurants.
And his unique perspective was, woe is me, everybody hates me, think I'll go eat Rax, right? Mm-hmm. So, F it, right? Oh, he was gross and creepy, and he made a lot of innuendo, apparently, in the commercials. I didn't see any, so I can't vouch for that.
We need to find some.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put a link to one of them.
Hey, Craig.
Do you know how to do that?
Hey, Craig, can you fix that in post?
Can you put a link right there? Right
For creepy
I only say
Mr.
that
D.
because Vegas Matt says that all the time. He'll be like, put a link in the comments, EJ, or whatever.
Right.
Or put a link right here in the video.
Yeah.
Like, and they'll be like, I'll do it.
I'll figure it out.
No, I'm just curious.
Or one of us will. But the other thing was that so they rebranded the store, right, and rebuild it to add the solarium or the greenhouse
with a salad.
If you're not fucking fancy.
Let me just stop you there before you say this though. At one point, they grew as big as like we're just gonna say 500 to 800 locations.
Okay.
Across
well,
various
they had
states.
at least 2 locations in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So
yeah, what's that tell you? So
right.
They were all over. They were across multi-states. They weren't just some localized Ohio.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now
right.
go back to what you were saying about.
But so
the weirdness.
So after they rebranded and built the solariums or the greenhouses in, which are gorgeous rooms, by the way, and I want one on my house. I want one on the like one of those. Anyways, I saw one today. I'm going to stop there. They rebranded as the champagne of fast food.
That is a little weird.
Like,
we're talking, it's an Arby's roast beef sandwich is what we're talking
right,
about.
We're talking about the gray meat that's just stacked up weirdly. Like, it doesn't even turn brown until you add the sauce, right? So the champagne of fast food is what they wanted to be known as. And then Michelob came along and said, hold my beer. Wait, are they the champagne of beers?
I think so. Is it? I don't know.
I don't know. Stella Artois is my champagne of
Maybe
beers.
that's what that is.
Then Stella came along and said, hold my beer. I don't know who said it first.
Somebody
but I feel
said
like Michelob said it first.
Maybe. Yeah, I have no idea. I can't remember. I know it's somebody's slogan. A beer I don't drink slogan. So. But yeah, I definitely. Well, now I want to make a pilgrimage out to go to Rax, though. Now that I know the history, I know the rarity.
Right.
Because there's still 8 of them.
Right.
There's still 8.
And they're all like
they're
right
down
there.
from like 600 in the 1980s to 8 stores.
Right.
So get out there, folks. Visit them. If at one point there was 800 Tasty Freezes, now there's 0. Get out there. Be a part of it. Don't let it die. Don't let it die, damn it. Don't let another great restaurant like that die.
Bring Rax back. Bring Rax back. But if you want to go even further into the rabbit hole of Rax, there was a video that we just watched that the old Pittsburgh dad also made the pilgrimage to one of the last surviving Rax. So
yeah.
Shout out to Pittsburgh Dad and all the fun things he did.
Check out that video because it's really funny.
Yeah.
It gives you a great idea of how people want that little taste of nostalgia.
Taste of nostalgia.
Nostalgia's the best.
I love
it.
nostalgia.
Tastes so
my
good.
God.
It tastes so good.
Then you can go to the drive-in movies and get popcorn.
Let me tell you what though. Yeah, it'd be like tasting a Romeo's sub again.
Oh, Christ.
Like,
this is only going to hit to...
No, but I'm just saying, no, I don't want it to hit
No,
I
I know, but you brought it up, so we're going to bring it up because somebody out there that might listen to this and be able to get us in contact with somebody who can tell us about the... Oh, shit. Go check. Oh, no, my phone. It was a notification.
So in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, in the late 80s and 90s, there was a Romeo's Pizza. It was these 2 Puerto Rican guys. And every time you bring it up, people can't resist saying because the one dude was gay. So people spread this really nasty rumor that he like touched kids and stuff. It was horrible because the guy was super sweet. And people say, oh, I knew that. No, you didn't, because he lived he lived on Franklin Street.
Oh.
Yeah, he lived on Franklin Street.
Because I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he lived on Franklin Street because he lived right and like, the dude just went to work every day and like, whatever. And like, people, you know what I mean? People are just ignorant. And he was Puerto Rican, so I'm sure that probably had something to do with it because this is Waynesboro.
Right.
In the 1980s. I'm not saying but I'm just saying small town America, there are more prejudice against people like that, and I don't want to hear. Like, I don't care what people say, it was the best freaking subs I ever had in my entire life.
Point being.
The bread that he made, He could have touched kids. The bread was that good.
And
That's all I'm
still
saying. He could have touched me, and I didn't. Those hoagies were that good. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Shit. If anybody still has a copy of our wedding CD, it was pre R. Kelly coming out. So, no.
I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying.
Right. No, I'm
I'm just saying that bread was that good.
There are not even words to describe it. Holy shit. But so oh my gosh.
I don't even want to try to sit here and venture to put like any kind of because no description that I could ever sit here and give you would give you any idea what I was talking about. It's a moot point. It was the best sub. It wasn't regular sub bread. It was just the best that I ever had in my entire life.
Right. Agreed.
And it disappeared forever. He went back to Puerto Rico. And
sad.
So there's no way to ever find out how exactly this was made because I've tasted how many literally thousands of subs that I've been searching. And every once in a while I'll get one. I'll be like, there's something about that's similar, but it's nowhere in the ballpark.
It never is.
It's never even close. It's never even anything. It just doesn't.
If there's anybody out there from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, who knows the recipe to the Romeo's sub
how
rolls.
would they know? The only two people that worked there was Charlie and that old guy. And the old guy died. Charlie went back to Puerto Rico. Nobody else worked there. They worked there every day, 6 days a week, from the time they opened to close. They were like 12 to 9, something like that. 11 to 9. Charlie, if you're listening, bud.
If we've somehow made our way down to Puerto Rico. Oh, we can make our way to Puerto Rico. We have work friends.
I don't know if he's in Puerto Rico.
You made that all up. Come
good.
on.
No, he disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. He could still be living on Franklin Street.
Well, that's for one of our true crime podcasts.
Maybe. Was he murdered? No, we have no idea. But if you're out there listening somewhere, man, shout out to you, bud.
What else is on our list to talk about?
Oh, yeah. I got caught up in...
I know.
Oh, Illegal Smile, John Prine.
Oh,
Great
yeah.
song.
I did not even do any research on this, so it's going to be all you, boo.
What most people don't know. So this was on his very first album, and this was like his first single released.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and
learn something
he
new.
said that it's not directly about pot smoking, although he says
it's more about heroin.
No.
I'm joking.
It's not about drugs at all. It's just about how he's always had a sort of interesting way of looking at the world and able to step back and be, you know what I mean? Just be outside of everything.
It's like he's in on the joke, the cosmic joke.
Right.
So his smile is
well, that's a repeating theme in John Prine's song. He is in on the cosmic joke. You know what I mean?
Is he really intelligent?
I certainly think so. Is he intelligent in the sense of, you've heard his songs, you know he's intelligent.
Right.
Nobody could write like that in such a real way.
Right. Okay.
It gets
but that's what I'm saying. A lot of people who do have some kind of weird connection, thinking like Anthony Bourdain, right? I feel like he was on the inside of the cause, he was in on the cosmic joke.
There's definitely some. Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Another one.
Cool.
But yeah.
That made me sad for a moment.
But yeah, John Prine, Illegal Smile, great song. Go check it out.
Yeah, that was a really cool find. And we love discovering new songs.
That's what it's all about, discovering, finding, digging through the trash and finding the gems.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Sometimes digging through the recycle bin, because I feel like that's what a lot of music is recycle bin. But there's this new vein of music coming out right now that I literally could not be more excited about.
Such as?
I
thought we already talked about that.
No,
we talked about JD Legends, but we didn't.
Right, we didn't talk about any of the music. We touched on the fact that we
searched that we've dug through the landfill of Ohio, discovered a great place to go see a show, discovered some great places to eat, kick gas, some great songs to listen to along the way.
Yeah.
And that leads us right into the whole reason we went out there.
Right, and we got to tell the backstory.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, for sure. So my brother dropped by one evening, and we had already been drinking. Ooh, babe, good call. So we'd already been drinking, and he was like, hey, you got to hear my new favorite song. And he pulls it up on YouTube, and it's David Morris, and it's Dutton Ranch Freestyle, right? And I was like, cool, this is a good song. I was drunk.
Yeah, I mean, we liked it.
We liked it.
We liked it, but we weren't really listening to it probably.
We're so ADHD. Lord knows where we were at in that minute in time.
We dug back in, though, the next day.
Right. The next day we were like
What
out.
was that
we
song?
were out on a mountain ride or a country ride, depending on where we were in the region. But we were on a ride, and when we're on a ride, we just like to listen to music and chat through whatever. Which is why you guys are getting the podcast, right? Because we're just bringing our mountain rides to you. So, or whatever.
On a mountain ride. Yeah. Anyway, good.
Oh,
No, I'm not doing that.
No, you're not doing that today.
No.
They've already seen that song. If anybody wants, they can sing it for us. But so I was like, all right, let's listen to that song again, because here in this moment in time, we're in the mood to discover and appreciate music. So we turned Dutton Ranch Freestyle on, and it just hit completely differently that time.
Yeah, it definitely did.
It hit.
We already talked about this once. I'm going to use it if I ever, God willing, film a comedy special. I'm going to use it. It's that good. It makes me feel like a wrestler. Because it's like entrance music. You get pumped up about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, then we discovered it. I mean, he's got a nice little catalog.
Right.
He's got some good songs, but he blends. We love seeing the merging of hip hop and country music. Because for me, I mean, I love it because, and where he explains too, like how he kind of came to that was, I mean, the same thing. You grew up in a rural area, and of course you grew up with country, you grew up with rock, and you get that from various aspects, whoever in your family. But then we were also like the first generation, like hip hop came out in.
Right.
So you had some older cousins and stuff that were introducing you to stuff. So you grew up with these things. So it's only logical that there would come a point in time where people would start to blend those things together. I mean, obviously, they've done that in the past. Mainstream country has had, Tim McGraw and Nelly, stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm not in Florida Georgia Line's done stuff.
But it felt forced because it felt like collaborations that were expected.
It was different. It was more like Walk This Way with Aerosmith and RBMC. It was more commercial. It was more commercial. It wasn't a whole set of music that was that.
Exactly.
It was one song.
It didn't feel organic. It was good. I'm not knocking it. I love the Tim McGraw Nelly song. I love Walk This Way. There's a couple of them, but
I'm not knocking them.
They're all great songs or great collaborations. Totally agree, but they're as a style of music, it didn't feel like it was gonna come off as organic at all.
Well, and they're not those kind of artists.
Exactly.
He just makes that. He makes a style of music that combines hip hop, country, rock.
Right.
That's all he does. He's not doing one song that's a mashup.
Right.
Those people were.
Right.
Tim McGraw's a country artist, Nelly's a rapper.
Right.
They weren't switching genres.
Right.
They were just making a collaboration.
Now, I guess I haven't really done any of the history on this, and we will get back to David because we love him. But
Heartland, right here.
Yeah.
This is his merch. Go get it.
Go get his merch.
But go check him out. Go check him out.
He has a lot of fans, a lot of kid fans, which I love. Again, the vibe at JD Legends with his like entourage, it felt like we were part of their family. Like I didn't feel like an outsider at all. I felt very welcomed, and literally we're out of towners and you can spot us a mile away.
I don't know that you can, but because those people next to us didn't.
Oh, this is true.
But what I was going to say is we should say too that it was an all ages show.
It wasn't.
So it was a little different than it wasn't like we were at a bar seeing this guy.
We were allowed.
I mean,
to drink,
you're allowed to drink.
Yeah,
I mean, you can drink at a regular
but
concert.
But it was cool too. Like I didn't feel like there are times where I do not want to be around children. And this was not one of them.
No,
like I was so excited for the kids to see the show.
They were excited to see it.
Yeah,
they obviously
it was really
knew who he was. He writes a lot of it is other stuff is kind of love related.
Yeah.
He said that he recently got married, and he said that he writes a lot of his stuff for songs that his wife would like. So
right.
It makes sense that there would be a lot of little girl fans that like him because it's a lot of love songs and stuff.
I'm a huge obsessive fan of his wife now all of a sudden, because that's what I do is when I discover somebody that I love as an artist, I want to know everything about them. I want to know their family. I want to know how many kids they have. Everything. I immerse. So love his wife. She's gorgeous. She has her own social media presence. She is a plus model, which is, beyond. But where was I going with the David stuff, though? Because I went to talk... history. Kid Rock.
Not about him.
Did he, push the envelope to that side of where these kids are all getting that from? Do you think? I know you don't give him credit. I'm not trying to give him credit.
No, but he did stuff... I'm not knocking. He did... But Kid Rock was always a rock rap guy.
Right.
He came out when rock rap was popular. Korn, Limp Bizkit.
Right.
He was very much...
So country was very much an afterthought.
Yeah, some of those people had country influences, but their stuff that they came up on and made their name with was part of that rock rap thing in the late 90s.
Okay. All right. I'm just, I'm not...
At least by my observation.
No.
I would put him with them.
Sure, absolutely. So I know, but because that's what I'm trying to figure out is it's something just cropped up one day overnight, and it is effing awesome.
Jelly Roll, Brantley Gilbert, those guys had a lot to do with what's going on, I think, right now.
Right.
In terms of that all mixing together.
Right.
Because they were doing it 10, 15 years ago. So.
Right. And that's the thing is, obviously I'm obsessed with Jelly Roll and his wife, which I will get into in AlannaRansa. But I didn't freaking become I love every single song that Jelly Roll puts out. I love Brantley Gilbert stuff. I love Hardy stuff. I love Shaboozie's song, but I didn't fall in love with the genre until I heard David Morrison.
Yeah, first off, he's doing something a little bit different than those guys, I think.
Yeah.
He's just unique. I'd say he's definitely different than those. You obviously hear those kind of influence because they, have a lot in common, but he has a totally different vibe than anybody else that I've heard attempt to do that.
Right. And I just want to thank his wife for inspiring my favorite songs, which aren't even some of those other kinds of, they're more traditional.
Yeah, he does have songs that are more traditionally country sound. I wouldn't say traditional country sound. He has more songs that you would think of country music today. And which is why I think we now get into somebody that would should be very much relevant in country music today, and that's Mr. Noah West. Noah
West, holy effing F!
He's the piece of Gilded Trash that we really discovered because he's out there doing the damn thing, and dude should be way more blown up than he is.
Again, never heard of him, and now we're deep diving a catalog that is amazing, and he's current. Dude, he's
just go check out stuff that he's released just in the last few months. It's all amazing, and he's even going to be. He has way more stuff coming out. We got to hear some of them.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching my TikTok at all, or I think I put it on Insta as well, Noah he brought Presley Tennant up, who was on The Voice. She also does an amazing cover of Something in the Orange, which is not just a cover, but it's her take on, like, it's her perspective, the female perspective. Gorgeous voice, blows me out of the water.
Yes,
and they did a duet, If It Was Easy.
Mm-hmm.
And
it'll be out soon.
It's dropping soon, and we did get a little bit of tea from them while we were there. So apparently Noah had written this song with the intent to get somebody like Jason Aldean to cover it, and Carrie Underwood.
From the way that it sounded, that they were interested in the song.
They were interested in the song.
And that was the intent, but then they decided that they didn't want to do it. They went with something else.
Right.
And so it never made it to fruition.
Right. And I just think that is so serendipitous, because
that's how a lot of them are.
They, like, no discredit to Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood, because they're both amazing artists.
Yeah, there's plenty of discredit right here.
Stop. But I think Noah and Presley's version is going to be a effing hit.
Yeah,
like, I'm so excited. Like, I had chills when I heard it. And oh my God.
And when I re-listened.
Yeah, re-listened.
It's that good. It's super
re-listened to it like 4 times on the way home.
What that other song that he just released, that one, get the hell out of Almost Heaven.
Yes.
Hell out of Almost Heaven or something.
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
Talking about drugs out of
that is the most brilliant writing.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Writing.
Speaking of like somebody like that, very much has like a Brantley Gilbert feel. It's like a very much a rock country.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to like I said, and the thing about that dude is every song that he sang, if it was sung by somebody else, it would be a hit for that person on the radio. The songs are all written that good.
Right.
He's very much what's happening right now in country music.
Very polished. I think a lot of his songs are like shelf ready. I mean, it's,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, like, it's crazy.
A lot of his stuff I like better than what I hear on the radio right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
for
like,
sure.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to sit here and shit on other musicians.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, because we do like a lot of it, and it's the difference between when songs that we're not going to turn off when they come on the radio, or songs that we're actively going after when we turn on our playlists, right? It's just that.
Yep.
What mood are we in? Are we does AlannaB not feel like playing DJ? So I'm just going to be lazy and let the radio play? If we don't turn your song off, we're not going to shit on you, right? But there's some bad ones out there too, but we're not going to list those. Maybe once we get into the Gilded Trash Hall of Fame and the GT FOH, we might drop a song version of that to get the F out of his song.
Right. But yeah, no, I think that sums it up well, and I think he was the best piece of Gilded Trash that we discovered, in the sense of like digging through all the rubble. He was the highlight, I would say, of the weekend. Not that we didn't love every single thing else.
Yeah.
David Morse included. Not saying that.
Josh Chantry was amazing as well. Loved his set.
But I'm just saying, not just the artist. I'm saying that everything that we discovered, digging through all that stuff, the best thing that we discovered, the highlight, was No West music.
For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that... that really sums it up. I had something I was going to say there. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that kind of brings us to, that trip, what we discovered, digging through all that rubble. So, what else did we miss? Like, I know there had to be some things that we just glossed over.
No, I think we covered a lot.
Well, I know. I mean, I think we did.
You never know what we might get into, man. We're out there living it every day in the landfill that is life. And you never know when you're digging up trash.
Gilded Trash.
You never know when you're digging up trash whether that trash will be gilded. or if it's just regular trash. And in which case, you discard it. And I'll leave you with this. Somebody once asked Steve Martin what the secret to life was. And he told them a quote from the great Maharishi Guru that said, always take a litter bag with you in your car. And if it gets full, you can just throw it out the window.
Oh, okay. Amen.